You're listening to the PlantX podcast, the digital face of the plant-based community. Join us as we explore the inner workings of all things plant-based, from the products and lifestyles to the people behind them. Each week, we'll be touching on what's new in the ever-expanding world of PlantX and chat with everyone from entrepreneurs and chefs to nutritionists and scientists. Whether you follow a strict plant-based diet or just want to learn more, you're invited. Now welcome our host, the man who combined his love of e-commerce and the plant-based lifestyle to create PlantX, Sean Dollinger.
Good morning, everyone, from Whistler, BC. Welcome to our 14th vodcast. Quite incredible, the journey that it's been. And again, for anybody who's tuning in for the first time in 2021, Happy New Year, and hopefully you've had a great start to your year. Before we bring on the CEO of Else Nutrition, which we're really excited to have Hamutal to join us today and tell us a little bit about the company and the formulations that they've come up with so far. I think it's really important once again to tell everybody a little bit about PlantX, because we have so many new viewers, so many new shareholders. It was quite incredible. A lot of CEOs, and Julia is phenomenal at this, and companies don't really connect all the time with their shareholders and grab NOBO lists, they're called, to see how many shareholders are in a company. And already just launching in August, we have over 1,000 shareholders. So I think the team's doing a phenomenal job getting the story out there. Viewers that we've had from our first show telling their friends and family, and just last week's vodcast, where we thought it'd be a little quiet during the holidays, had the most views ever. So thanks again for everybody's support. It's been wonderful. And thank you very much for taking time out of your Saturday to join us live. And if you don't have an opportunity live, obviously, please, check out the recorded episodes and share them. That's the way we get the word out there on what we're all about. So at the end of the day, PlantX is your one-stop shop for everything plant-based. And we want people to feel comfortable coming and enjoying that. And then just like we've seen with Apple and Tesla and all these other technology companies, it's really important to educate. Plant-based living is so new. I just even went and had a meal here just the other day, and they said plant-based, and once again, they're offering me cheese and all these other products that are just simply not plant-based at the end of the day. So for us, it's very important as this space grows at the acceleration it is. It's really important we're bringing products on that have specific ingredients in them that meet what plant-based living is all about. But at the heart of it, we are an e-commerce company, technology company, and the addition of Else products on our vertical shows how powerful our platform really is. Came up with the idea about a month ago to add this whole baby vertical, child vertical to our website. And Hamutal and her team, Hamutal and her team were very, very kind and nice enough to partner and allow us to carry their products in the United States. So on that note, Hamutal, welcome to our show.
Hi, everybody. So excited to be with you here today.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining us. And we love starting off the show. I came up with this idea, let's ask somebody how they take their coffee, because it tells me a little bit about them. So how do you take your coffee?
Yeah, so this is my coffee, and that's how I drink it. I drink tea. I recently decided to stop drinking coffee because I was addicted. So I decided to stop. So I currently, succeed with that. Not sure I'll make it that long, but that's how I drink my coffee.
Awesome. I think you're the first one on our show to do that. So it's awesome. I love tea, in the afternoons and throughout. So thanks for sharing with us. And I think that you've done such a wonderful thing. Like, who would have ever thought about a plant-based baby formula? Maybe you could tell us about the importance of that and how it came to be.
Yes, I just wanted to say that we're so excited to having you carry us as an innovative and exciting like-minded platform that has so much in common with our mission. and we're happy to bring this unique value of a plant-based clean nutrition into the baby formula space that so far has been relying mainly on animal-based proteins, which are heavily processed. So why is that so important? Needless to say that plant-based people are all aware about the extent of sensitivities and intolerances that dairy products generate in us. And needless to say that industrialized dairy may contain residues of harmful substances like hormones and antibiotics and pesticides. So these effects are only amplified few folds as far as it concerned to the youngest of humans. This is so obvious. They suffer from all kinds of phenomena of allergies and intolerances, which I've seen when I was the head of a very large company, infant nutrition here in Israel. The food they eat is based on dairy formula. The soy formula option that existed for so many years, which is the only other formula in the global market, is heavily declining and not considered healthy anymore by many healthcare practitioners. So actually, contrary to the adult food industry that changed right in front of our eyes in the past decade and still keeps shifting strongly into the plant-based foods, our youngest do not have any freedom of choice in terms of their nutrition. So finally, ELSE is providing a viable alternative in that single source market. That's why it's so important.
Yeah, no, I think that it's a tremendous area. And like you said, to be able to give that alternative, I think you guys are doing a wonderful job getting out there. I know you were one of the first publicly traded companies in Canada in this whole plant-based space, and it's been tremendous what you're doing. And I just want to point out again, guys, it's not always where you get a live stream and we have the CEO of ELSE Nutrition here. So for our viewers, again, please be active. Send in, your questions and anything that you want to ask, during the show. And then obviously, as you know, when you give us feedback, we go ahead and do a little send out for the positive feedback, because we want to make sure you're getting the most out of the time here. So, on that note, Hamutal, do you have, what are the future plans for ELSE Nutrition? Any new products coming out, anything of that nature?
For sure. So let me tell a little bit about our mission. We want to become a leading nutrition company worldwide, of course. We want to carry the message of plant-based diet that is also complete and clean and also balanced to everyone. This is to provide families all over the world a full product line that supports this important idea and provides this all-important value to long-term health of people and to the planet, of course. So we have many products in pipeline, starting from kids nutrition drink that is coming in this quarter into the US, complementary nutrition for babies from 6 months, another product that we're going to bring in hopefully on the second quarter of this year. Infant formula, which down the road we'll be able to get the permit from the FDA, and moving forward to plant-based puddings, drinks, liquid infant nutrition or toddler nutrition, which will also be ready in 2021. We're working on this capacity as well. And later down the road, adult nutrition, which I think it will be in every form and shape, because our IP covers that, everything that has to do with our specific formulation. So the common attribute of everything, of all the products, will be, of course, plant-based, but also complete, balanced, and clean nutrition. Values which I think are key to maintenance of long-term health and are still very scarce in everyday's plant-based space. It's still not there. We have a lot of plant-based, but not necessarily clean or balanced.
Yeah, no, and again, I think it's wonderful what you're doing, and getting the chance to meet with you today has given me some background on your company, that it's not just about a product, it's such a bigger vision. And even though PlantX only started in April that you guys recognize us as this powerful platform to be able to educate, because at the end of the day, it's all about education, right? You've come up with
Right.
this new product that nobody's even heard of. It comes down to educating and then making people feel safe in using that product on their loved ones, right? So I think you're doing great on that. And I mentioned a little earlier how you were one of the first publicly traded companies in this whole plant-based space, which the vision is quite tremendous, because we see some companies now running to get public just because plant-based eating is hot, right? But
Right.
you saw this vision a couple of years ago. I've lived a plant-based lifestyle for 10 years. The passion comes from the right place, in my opinion. And I just wanted to get your view on what the public experience was like, going from a private to a publicly traded company, and what kind of opportunities has that presented yourself?
Yeah, right. So I don't think we've had a chance to be a private company beforehand, because we were just a startup with 2-3 people before that, before getting incorporated into and going public. But we have been a startup for a long time, and we struggled to get finance in terms of, we were not ready to get the finance before that, and we were waiting to get the product ready before we start financing. And then that's what the first thing we've done is to vet all the opportunities that we've had, and we've chosen to go public because we thought it would get us the best valuation in terms of the company, and the opportunity to control and to lead the company according to our vision and according to our spirit and vibe, which is, I think, is critical, because we've had a few offerings from the big box companies like the Nestle's of the world and the Danones of the world. We've had several opportunities either to do some collaborations with them and to do some other things. And one of them was even getting control over the company in a very early stage. But we didn't want to do it after all. After we vetted that opportunity, we decided and we realized that this would become a niche product for that type of company, because the core business of these type of companies is still based on animal nutrition, on cow milk. This is a very, very strong basis of their business. And if they would when they looked at Else Nutrition at the time, it would have been a niche product that they wouldn't want it to compete with their core business. So we understood that we need to lead the company, at least in the first years, to take it where it has to come, to bring value and to bring awareness all over the world to plant-based nutrition in this space. And we thought the best route that could take us there is through public offering, and that's what we did. And I think today, because we delivered what we promised, and we made 3 rounds of financing in 1.5 years, and we've shown the investors that we are, executing whatever we told them that we would. Then now the route to bring more and more money and to grow and expand the business became very easy. So I think once you get there and you're on the route, it'd be much easier to bring money into the company just in a telephone call, just like that. And that's what's so lovely about being public. Transparency and costs are, of course, our hurdle. And you always have to be fully transparent, but it's good because we are, we're an infant nutrition company. You have to be transparent. You have to do everything on a very large spotlight anyhow. So we're with that, and we love the fact that we're public, and I think there are lots of opportunities into many other companies in the plant-based space.
Yeah, no, I think you hit it bang on. Execution is everything. Once you execute as a publicly traded company, access to capital is there, and obviously it allows you to expand at an accelerated rate. So I definitely think that you're doing a wonderful job on that. And I think to the viewers, it's important to point out when you say things like Nestle and these other companies did reach out to you already, it shows that even on these insanely massive conglomerates out there, that they understand the importance of plant-based living and the impact that it's having on the world, and that it's not a fad, that it's here to stay. So I think that's quite interesting. We have had a few questions come in, and again, this week we decided why not give some of your else nutrition formulation to somebody who's been giving us feedback that we know has a child, and they just had a child recently, Daniel Sorger, to his little baby Nicholas Sorger. So thanks, Daniel, for giving us all the wonderful feedback over the last few weeks. Always trying to help PlantX get the next level. So we'll go ahead and get that out to you on Monday, and we'd love to hear the feedback on Else Nutrition's product. So one viewer brought up something great. His name's Warwick Hewitt, and he says, and I was curious about this also. So we've been able to introduce your product to the US platform, but we're not able to in Canada just yet. You'd always think that the US has such strict laws around the FDA and different products out there. How come there's a holdup going into Canada currently?
Yeah, so the Canadian authorities, in terms of regulation, or the Canadian Codex is not the same as the US. We don't comply to the Canadian regulation in terms of the toddler nutrition, because I mean the US the US variable is not the same as it should be in Canada. So we have to prepare a different type of formula in order to sell in Canada, brick and mortar. We only ship to Canada from the US, and due to COVID, there are lots of hurdles on that. I mean, many people experience a lot of problems with the shipping into Canada from the US due to COVID, due to the holidays that's been there. So we plan to create a specific product for the Canadian market. Probably the kids' nutrition would be also sold in brick and mortar Canada because it will comply the regulation. But currently what we do sell, the toddler nutrition does not comply. And that's why we're not selling into Canada. We really feel very sorry about that, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, and it always it gets me scratching my head. I know there's a lot of regulations around dairy products and fresh produce and meat products, but you would think in plant-based formulations, and we see this not just in your product, because we do have to go through special documentation to bring other products into Canada, you would just think in the plant-based world, it would be easier to circulate products around the globe. But, there's always seems to be regulations out there. And
yeah, I am aware of that. The regulation is just in these very moments is changing due to the, the blooming and the huge growth of a plant-based nutrition. And there's so many spaces where the definition of a product is not clear. Is it a milk? Is it a cheese? So they change regulation right now. I've been in a webinar speaking about those things. So they should be changing that, and they will be changing. But that's on top of that, we have, infant nutrition, which is so overly regulated. I mean, it should be like that, but it's on top of that. On top of everything that's plant-based, we have to be also very highly regulated because of the fact that we're infant and toddler nutrition.
Yeah, no, 100%. We definitely need to make sure you get that stamp on products, and then we'll be happy to distribute them throughout the world eventually for you guys on our platform. But again, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to an incredible relationship with Else Nutrition. We're very excited for new products that you come out with. And we can't wait to get your products in our stores so that we could educate people on how wonderful your product is. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sean. We wish you all the success and all the best also with your coming into Israel and your new store. And we're sure that we will collaborate because we have so much in common. We'll collaborate very nicely. I'm sure of that.
Wonderful. And hopefully we'll be able to meet in person at that store in 2021. So
thanks. For sure. I'll drink to that. I'll drink my tea to that.
Wonderful. Thanks so much again.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you, Sean.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too. Cheers. So guys, as you can see, a wonderful partner, and the Else Nutrition sees the power of our platform. We've introduced in the past, or at least I've spoken on the show, about Above Foods and all these great partnerships. And that's why we do this show. So you could see that it's not just about a press release going out. What does it look like for the companies to be aligned, working with each other? And in this whole brand new plant-based world, there's just endless opportunities. There's tons of incredible companies, people with great ideas, needing some distribution, connecting with consumers out there. So at the end of the day, that's really what PlantX is all about. And 2020 was an absolutely incredible year for PlantX, even though it was a very difficult time in the world. It allowed people to really focus on what was important, and that's taking care of themselves. And at the end of the day, that's what PlantX stands for, all about putting in great products. Eventually, we'd love to start speaking a lot about the fitness aspect, where PlantX is truly a lifestyle, where we're bringing community together, but with open arms. We want everybody to feel part of the movement of a whole plant-based lifestyle. Even if you don't want to adapt to it 24/7, we'd love you just to experience it and be part of the journey. So until next week, stay close to our story, following us. Again, thank you very much for taking time out of your Saturday and joining us and giving us great feedback to keep making this show better. So until next week, stay curious, stay planted, stay healthy. Cheers.
So that's it for this episode of the PlantX podcast. Please check out www.plantx.com, the one-stop shop for everything plant-based and the digital face of the plant-based community. We have meal delivery, groceries, plant-based supplements and vitamins, and great ways to connect like-minded individuals about the lifestyle we share. Stay healthy, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.